everyone, and welcome to the Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop. It's Justine, and today I created this fun and interactive card for the Advanced Technique Day. So I'm going to go into a little bit about how this card was made, and this is using pop-up dies from the Ton Stamps. Now, I'm going in and I'm going to be ink blending a white piece of cardstock here. This is just a scrap piece of cardstock that I had laying on hand. And I am using carved pumpkin and squeezed lemonade because I thought those colors were most appropriate for doing a butterfly that was similar to a monarch butterfly. While I'm doing my ink blending here, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the event. So the Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop is a 5-day celebration this time around of card making video tutorials created by a group of talented crafters of all different styles and levels. We are coming together over these 5 days this week to give you, the viewers, a chance to discover other amazing card makers and help reach their goals. All you have to do is watch, like the video, consider subscribing, and click the link in the video description below to hop to the next video. Let yourself be inspired, and don't forget to comment because we have a ton of prizes to give away. Please indicate in your comment if you're located in the USA or if you're international so that prizes can be awarded appropriately, as some prizes, not all, have restrictions on them. Don't forget to check back every day this week since there are 5 themed days of video hops. You never know when you'll discover your next favorite YouTuber. So now that I am finishing up this blending here, I have a nice blend of the orange and the yellow. I'm going to be using the Monarch butterfly dies from the Ton Stamps, and these are pop-up dies. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the solid ones first. Now the wings come in both a detailed and a solid die. I had to go back in and just extend my die a little bit there with the color because it wasn't big enough. So I'm just going to run this through my Gemini Junior die cutting machine. This is an amazing die cutting machine that cuts like butter through all detailed dies. And although this die itself isn't particularly detailed, the next one is definitely going to be. So I'm just going to clean up my area here using a spray bottle as well as my tonic glass mat and a paper towel. This makes for super easy cleanup, and I'm ready to get going. You don't want to leave that ink on there in case it gets all over your dies. So I've popped out the inside of the butterfly dies that come in this set of dies, and these come in the set of dies as well, which are the very detailed wings, which I'm going to be obviously cutting in black since it's a monarch butterfly. Also wanted to give out a quick mention that these pop-ups are meant for the inside of cards, but of course could be used on gift wrap and things like that. They don't just come in butterflies. They have a monarch, a morpho, as well as a swallowtail butterfly. There's also a peony pop-up and a poinsettia pop-up die as well. So lots of possibilities. So now you can see how I have the top of the wings here ready to go, and they're super easy to line up. I'm just going to add some glue and glue these together. Now you only want to be gluing on the wings themselves, not on the butterfly's body or anything like that just yet. So as I mentioned, they are super easy to line up because it's a very basic shape, the outside of the wings. And once you have both of them there, you're going to grab the tabs that are on either side of the butterfly and fold them towards you. This is going to give you a nice little fold here that you need. And you'll see when you're doing your butterfly that there is a slit going through the body as well as a thick slit through the top of the body, and you just simply slide those one into the other to create your die. And you're going to use a glue dot or some sort of strong tape to glue the heads on top of each other so everything stays in order, as well as that'll give it the necessary shape to pop it up. So you're going to grab your card base now, and you're simply going to add some glue onto the back rectangles here, so you'll see the rectangles and how they pop. I haven't actually put the glue dot yet on the head of the butterfly, so that's going to come after I finish gluing it down. And I use some Tombow mono liquid adhesive. You could use some tape as well, which would probably be more helpful. And what you need to make sure is that when you glue it down, that the butterfly stays within the card, obviously. So when I first kind of glued it down, it was quite high and it stuck out from underneath the card, and I had to remove it and then restart. And of course, you only want the glue to be on those 2 rectangles. And then secondly and lastly, you want to make sure that the crease of your card is in between those rectangles, that they're not glued directly on top of the crease of your card. So those kind of steps there are what you need. So you can see here I had it too high. I had to move it back down. So now would be the time where you're going to add the glue dot to the head of the butterfly and stick one head on top of the other, if that makes sense. And then when you open up the card, that will give it its pop-up. Now, if you use a liquid glue like I had originally done, then you're going to have issues with it falling apart at first. So definitely use a strong glue dot or else just a strong score tape or something like that, or strong adhesive. That's what you need. So once your card is then all finished and you have everything glued down and you're ready to go, when you open up your card, it's going to have this amazing pop-up sort of look, and it's super fun. Just a really awesome surprise in the middle of your card. So I need to work on the front of my card. I went ahead and I don't have the Monarch butterfly coordinating stamp. I had purchased the Swallowtail stamp, so I decided to do a different butterfly on the front. I don't know the difference between my butterflies. I just decided to do them in the same color as I would a Monarch butterfly, nothing super crazy. And I went in with some Memento ink. I decided to go ahead with some Copic markers and just very quickly color this butterfly. So I had to stamp it a couple of times to get a very, very clear black impression, because I find that Copic friendly ink is generally a very dry ink and it definitely takes a couple layers. So I used my Misti stamping tool to keep everything in the same place, and so I could stamp it as many times as I wanted to my heart's desire without having any issues. Now this card in itself is so beautiful. So I went ahead and I just grabbed a orange Copic marker and I flicked out from all of the areas where the wings were starting. And then I went from the ends as well and flicked back in. It just was a really quick technique that I thought would look really nice. And then I'm going ahead and blending that out with some yellow. And I wasn't doing any sort of fancy job here. I think the stamp is elegant in itself, that it doesn't need a very intense coloring job. And of course you could switch out to your favorite color medium as well, whether it's pencil crayons or watercolors or whatever you like. Just make sure you use the appropriate paper that you need for the medium that you're using. And you can see that I'm just very, very quickly coloring and not shading any of these areas in particular that are along the outside. So I hope you enjoyed this card tutorial today. You can see that I stamped happy birthday on the bottom there, and that my butterfly pops out just beautifully when I open up my card front. And I hope you enjoyed this interactive card tutorial today. Don't forget to check out the next person in the video hop. There are 24 hoppers today for the advanced techniques or longer videos category. And don't forget to say a special thank you to our amazing sponsors, because there are over 100 giveaways throughout the 5 days here with lots of chances to win. Be sure to get your comments in by November 7th. Winners are going to be announced on November 10th for the event. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.